It's your girl Miss Jennipher from ohshesaidit.com. Today I'm going to be giving you a few tips on how to grow healthy hair, mainly for African American hair. I'm natural, but this is a protective style, so all this isn't my real hair. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you where I was in 2010 when I first cut off my relaxed ends up until a few weeks before I got this sew in. So let's take a look first at where I started. Okay, so obviously I had some significant hair growth since I cut those ends off at the end of 2010. The first year I was doing everything myself in that transition. Um, I hated that experience. It was just such a tedious experience for me to wash and condition my own hair and blow dry it and try to flat iron. Some people are great at doing their own hair. I'm not. But I can tell you what I did to get my hair growing in that first year before I even started letting anyone else do it. Drinking lots of water is important. Also, you make sure you have the right diet, because if you have a poor diet, it definitely affects your hair growth and the quality of your hair. Best friend right here, my wide tooth comb. You should never be using a comb like this on your hair other than to make a part. This is the only purpose that this comb serves for me, is making a part. Don't detangle your hair with this comb. You really shouldn't be combing your hair when it's dry, but you definitely don't want to use a comb like this when your hair is wet, when you just got a shower and washed it, because our hair becomes very stretchy when it's wet, and you don't need something like this pulling on hair that's already in a stretchy condition. So use a wide tooth comb to detangle. If you can invest in a wood comb, that's very good, because it is great for distributing the natural oils of your hair through when you're combing your hair through. Also, with plastic, a lot of plastic combs have these other lines in between the teeth that can pull on your hair, but I haven't had any problems with this comb. I love this comb. I think it came from Walmart, I'm pretty sure. It's very sturdy though. So definitely invest in a wide tooth comb. Stay away from those combs other than making parts in your hair. I don't use any kind of product that has mineral oil in it. No oil sheens, moisturizers, scalp treatments. I don't do anything with mineral oil in it, which you will find in the stores in most of those products. I stay away from it because mineral oil sits on your hair shaft and it actually blocks the proper moisture from being able to penetrate your hair shaft. So you'll see it in oil sheens and all kind of moisturizers, but honestly it just makes your hair shiny. So it gives the illusion that it's being moisturized, but it's the same thing with your lotion with the skin. If it has mineral oil in it, a lot of times it gives you a shiny look, but you still find that your skin is dried later, even though you've been using this lotion over and over. So try to stay away from things with mineral, Lord have mercy. Try to stay away from things with mineral oil in them if you can do that. Peppermint shampoos are good because they wake up the scalp. Same thing, it helps get the blood flowing to your scalp, which promotes hair growth. Okay, and now because I like to wear my hair straight, I don't really do the wash and goes or the curly hair. I like my hair straight. This is my sew-in, but this is how I wear my real hair when I have it out straight. So the first time I went to a professional was at the end of December 2011. They did a 3-time conditioner on my hair. Mind you, this is the first time I had been to a professional in about a year and a half. Prior to that, I've been doing everything myself. They clipped about 2 inches of dead ends, dead hair off, and did a silk press with a flat iron. Did not have to flat iron my hair again, period, until it rained like a month and a half later. After that, I started letting my friend wash and condition my hair. She used a little bit of the I believe it's called Straight Guard, on my hair, and once she flat ironed it, I wrapped it up every single night, put a satin cap on top of it. I did not have to flat iron my hair again. Like I said, unless it rained, then I would have to do it. But The heat didn't cause it to swell, and my hair isn't damaged. I know a lot of people say, oh, it damages your hair. Well, I don't use a flat iron on my hair every week, and I don't have damage. I don't have split ends. The hair looks very healthy, and it bounces and everything. So I don't have that I don't have the bad experience with wearing my hair straight, because I don't keep the flat iron on my hair. Also important, if you're going to flat iron, know that healthy hair burns at 451 degrees. So a flat iron should never be over 450. It really isn't necessary to even go that high. If your hair is not in healthy state, don't even go near 4 anything. I have on my OhSheSaidIt.com, I have an article called Healthy with Heat. I tell you everything that you can do to protect your hair. If you're going to use heat, what temperature ranges you should be using according to the quality of your hair. So check that out if you want to know how to stay healthy with heat. But yeah, the Chi Straight Guard is very good if you're going to be wearing your hair straight, because it helps keep your hair straighter longer. It doesn't frizz up, swell up. I don't know all the chemicals that are in the Chi Straight Guard, but my hair will still curl if it is wet. I will admit it takes a little bit longer to get curly, but it still is, it still will curl up once it's wet. So lots of water, good diet, wide tooth comb, stay away from mineral oils, stay away from hairspray. I don't use any kind of holding spray. I don't use gel. Gel is an absolute no-no. I don't care if it's a professional, I don't let anybody put gel on my hair. Certain hairsprays are okay if it's not stiff, but if it's something like spritz, stay away from it. Anything that makes the hair hard or dry it out. That's why you need to be careful with certain shampoos. Pay attention to what chemicals are in the shampoos and different hair products you're using, because a lot of those things, and if they have alcohol and stuff in it, that can dry your hair out. So definitely learn about the chemicals that are in the products that you are using and find out what it does. And the other thing I do to just keep my hair growing is this right here, protective styles. Right now I have a sew-in. Even with sew-ins, you still have to be careful. Make sure the braids are not too tight. When they're braiding your hair for the sew-in, make sure they're not too tight. When they're sewing in, make sure the stylist is not pulling the thread too tightly. If it feels that way, you need to let them know, because the pulling can, it can pop your hair, and you don't want to have a sew-in, think everything's going good, take your hair out 3 months later, and then you got breakage and shedding everywhere. So definitely make sure that your braids and your sew-in not too tight. Another protective style, a lot of people are doing this more now. They are going back to box braids or individual braids. Same thing, make sure they're not too tight. But if you're trying to, if you're going to wear braids to protect your hair, I would stay away from small ones, because that's more pressure on your hair when you're getting those little tiny skinny braids. So I would stick with like medium sized braids if I was going to wear those for a protective style. Also pay attention to the type of hair you're using. Especially when you get braids, a lot of people use synthetic hair, which is cool, but make sure if you're going to use synthetic hair, it's not hard cutting. Make sure it's soft. If you want to use something, it should feel soft on your hand. If it feels rough in your hand, don't put it on your hair, because it's a good chance that that's going to cut up your hair. So even if you're going to do synthetic braids, make sure the synthetic hair is a good enough quality to be mixing in with your real hair, so it doesn't cut your hair. So those are my tips for you. Wide tooth comb, good diet, lots of water, stay away from mineral oil. Make sure you are getting the proper conditioning and washing. Massage your scalp every now and then, just to make sure that the blood gets flowing to the scalp, because that promotes hair growth. Also, like I said, with the peppermint shampoo, that helps wake up your scalp. Protective styles are great, but just remember those tips. And don't forget to go to OhSheSaidIt.com and look at my Healthy with Heat article that's under the Fashion, Health, and Beauty section. If you want to see something else, let me know what you want to see. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video if you like it. And if you have questions about the hair I have in right now, it's Bobby Boss Indie Remy. I did a review on that follow-up. I'll put the link up if you want to see that. It looks very nice. It sheds and tangles very bad, but it does This has been in about 2 months, so it looks good, but it's a lot of shedding and tangling, but you can watch that for yourself. Have a great day.